everyone, it's Lori from the Crafting Auntie, and I'm coming back to you today to create the May Quiet Time, and this is a devotional kit from Carolyn Musings, and it's just a wonderful journal. She has one for January all the way through now to May, and this is the May one. She's got beautiful papers, lovely images, and so I thought I'd quickly show you what's inside the kit, and then as I'm working on the cover you'll see more of the pages. So I thought I'd just quickly flip through because most of this each month is kind of the same as far as the layout. So this is a gorgeous picture, and I've got this pocket that I think I'm going to put there, and that's what this page looks like. And then each day you've got scripture, observation, interpretation, application, and notes. And this will go all the way through. And then in the center, I put, let's see, did I put it in this one? I think I put it in the other one. But there's this beautiful gal, and on the back is this gorgeous, and then there's a pocket that matches it. I just put this tag here, just a holding place. And I've got writing space. There's also a quiet time of reflection. And then there's also prayer request sheets. So those are all the various sheets that come within these kits. So that's this one, and I've just used a couple of the beautiful papers that come extra to put on the inside of this. Also, this is a backing paper, and then this is a lined paper. So these are the signatures that I've put together, and what I want to do is show you how to do the cover. Now the cover is very similar to ones I've done before. So I have prepared the basic cover. The only difference that I did on this one is I did punch this edge, and I'm going to use a different kind of closure. A lot of times I've just done a magnet closure. This time I want to do a flip over type magnet closure. So I thought what I'd do is come along and show you what I'm going to put on the outside of the journal. So I have some pieces prepared. I want to put her on the front. And I want to put this underneath as a matting, just so that there's a tiny bit of border all the way around. So that's going to go there. And then I have second piece, which is this one, which is going to go here. And then we have this one that's going to go right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get those glued down, and then I'm going to come back to you and we're going to continue on. Okay, I have them all glued on now. And then for right here, what I wanted to do on the cover page, there is an actual cover in the kit that you can use, and I have cut out some elements from there. One of them is Daily Time with the Lord. So I want to put this down here, so I've just cut it out, and I've inked up everything using Kitsch Flamingo, and that's a Distress Oxide. And I thought it went really well with everything here. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue this down flat. I'm not going to pop it up because my plan for the closure, that would interfere with that. So I'm going to put that right about there. Okay. And then on the inside, there are some elements that come with the kit, some ephemera pieces. So one of them is this little envelope flip. And you can surely put it onto a journal page inside, but I decided that I wanted to put it here. And then it has a little pocket, and it has a flip. So I thought I would put it in the back here before I put the backing paper down. So first thing we need to do, and there's instructions on this, that come into the kit. So with the kit, you get a picture of the instructions. Let me just quickly show you. So you'll get one of these, plus Carolyn has also put all kinds of where to cut, where to score, where to fold, all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down these pieces right here, and that's going to create our pocket. That makes our pocket. Press that down good. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue down the flap because we're not going to be, you can use it as a tuck if you want to. I'm just going to glue it down and have it as a decoration. Okay. So my thought was, this is my backing paper for the inside. So I thought I would put this on, making sure that I clear my folds. So here's all my folds. So I'm going to just turn this over and I'm going to glue this down. I'm just using some Fabrifix today. I have some ladies coming over tomorrow, and we are making several of the Armor of God folios for our Bible study group. So I've kind of put all my stuff together in the other room. And now I'm going to go ahead and glue down this piece with the backing paper on the inside back of my journal cover. And I think I'm going to probably put the signature in with elastic because sometimes that makes it easier, especially if you want to journal a lot, to take the page out. So I think that's going to be my plan there. I'm just going to center this and get that pressed down. And then I have the rest of the inside pieces. So we have 2 of the spine pieces. So one here and one here. And then this goes on my flap and this goes right here. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to glue all those pieces down and then I'm going to come back to you and we will continue on. Okay, I have everything glued down now, and here's our little flip. I don't know yet what I would do here. This is actually a pretty good writing space. You could turn this into even a little notepad if you wanted to. But I'm going to just go ahead and leave it as is for now. And now there's this piece that comes like this. And so all you do, I had to work with it to make sure it comes out like this. So you fold these backwards. To me, it means backwards. And then fold it over this way. And then you fold this one in and this one over. So then it creates this little pocket. And then you've got a pocket here and you've got a pocket here. So I'm going to just crease that down really well. So you end up with this. So that looks just like that. And then there's cards to go in here. So the one thing I didn't do is ink this. So let me just run around this carefully. I find I didn't ink this one either. I think I'll just ink the edge. This is fine. Yeah. It's beautiful the way it is. Just a little bit of ink there. Okay. All right, so let's glue this together. So we're going to add glue to these tabs. Fold those over, and then also on this tab, and fold that over. And I think, trying to think, this should open up, or if it should be glued down. I think I'll go ahead and just glue it down a little bit. So I'm going to just be really careful and put a very thin bead of glue right here and at the bottom, like that. And then there's cards. So we've got, let's see, find all the cards I had set aside here. So we have these. So we can put this one in here. Oops, let's put it right side up. Put that in there. There are a couple of small tags that can go in there. And I think that's it. Okay, so I thought I would put it right here. And I think I'll just glue 3 sides and put this carefully behind it. And then I'm going to put this one in here. That. So let's glue this down. And I'm going to just do a very thin bead on 3 sides. So here and across the bottom, and then here. And we'll put it right about there. And then let's tuck this behind, like that. So it's like book due dates. So it's like a library cards here. Just make sure I don't have any glue sticking here. Okay, so that is the inside. Here is the outside so far. And now what I want to do is go ahead and put the journal in. So for that, I have my 2 signatures here. They're going to go like that. Let's see, before we do that, let's go ahead and put these pockets, and then we'll tuck these tags back in. So this pocket matches this back page here. So I'm just going to put a very thin bead again of glue on 3 sides. And then let me just put this tag back in. So there's that one. And you want to make sure all your pages are going the right direction before you sew it in, and that you want them exactly the way you want them. And then this one I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to just glue this one to the back. And this has writing space. So I used a light color back paper for that. So let me just tuck that in, make sure this is down good. Don't want it coming off. Okay. So that is that one. So now we've got these 2 together. Okay, I have some pink eyelets that I think I'm going to use. But I think I have a plan of how I can put this in with elastic with just the 2. And I'm going to use some white elastic. So let's play with this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use my crocodile, and let's go ahead and put 2 holes. close to the bottom. I'm just eyeballing this. You certainly can measure. And then let's put the eyelets in. So now, signatures. So I think what I'm going to do, again, I'm making this up as I go along. You know I do quite a bit of that. I'm just going to get a long piece. And I'm going to go down and up into the first signature. And then I'm going to go down again and up and into the next signature. And then let's cinch it up. I think that one's good, and now this one. I got way more elastic than I need, but I'd rather have more than not enough. So let's see. I think that'll be good. Okay, so I'm going to tie a knot. And you've seen me do these before. This one's just a little different because I didn't have a whole lot of room to put 2 eyelets. So we're making do. All right. So we have our first signature, and then we have our second. And we only needed 2 eyelets, but we have 2 strands of the elastic right here. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and I want to show you how I want to do the front. So the front, I've got a piece here, and I wanted to go over the back like this. And you certainly, and I probably should have done this before I put that back paper on, but I have some paper that I'm going to put over it anyhow, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. But I was thinking it would be fun to have a closure instead of a belly band this way, of trying to do it this way. So let me do this first. Let me glue this down. So now I'm going to put this down like this. Oh, one thing I needed to do was add a magnet. Okay, so let's add the magnet. I think I can still lift this up. Yes. Okay, so this piece, sorry guys, this piece is going to come up this way on there. So let's add our magnet in here. You know how sometimes you get ahead of yourself. I got ahead of myself. Just a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to use some glue. Now we got it right. So now we have our magnet. And now get this kind of centered this way and this way. And we're going to get our magnet there. So do that and that. And this is what I should have done before I covered that. Sometimes I just get ahead of myself. Okay, glue this onto here. All right. Now, this and like that. So let me just line them up. And carefully turn it over, and we'll glue these flaps down. Okay, so that will be our closure. Okay, so what I did is on the actual cover page, there was this. So I thought I would just glue this onto like this. It's like a belly band to me, and then add these decorations down here. Also have this clock, which can go right there. So I thought that's what my thought process is for decorating on this. Let me ink this up a little bit and ink up the rose. I already did that, and I did the clock. Okay, so what I want to do is kind of tuck this down here. I want to make sure it's over enough that it doesn't hinder. So let's put it right about there. So right here, I'm just going to add glue to this because I think this is the easiest way. And we'll just do it in the center here. And make sure it's over enough. And then press that down. Make sure everything is still good. Yep. And then let's tuck this in under here. And then our rose. Now I have a couple additional pieces here, and I'm thinking we need to just go ahead and use them. So if I open this up, let's just add this right here. And I have one more flower. Now there's also this pocket here, and that you can use. So you could fold it over a page, and then it's got these two tags right here that could go inside, one on each side. So that's an option as well to use. So let's put him up here, and then okay. Well, that's my project. I wanted to come out and share this. This is a brand new kit that Carolyn has put out. It is her May devotional. And so go out and check it out. I will link everything below. And then hopefully you'll give this a try. So we'll give one last look in here. So this is the front. And then we've got this beautiful gal here. We've got a pocket in here with a double pocket. So we've got a couple of things in here. And into the pockets here. This one I think got a little stuck. There we go. And then in the back, we also have this flip. So you've got writing space, or you can add a notepad here. Got another card here, writing space, and also on the back here. And of course, lots of writing space inside the journal. And then here is our devotional journal pages with all the scripture. And more of the backing paper. We have pocket here. Another beautiful girl here. Prayer requests here on this one, along with we have some quiet time reflections in this one. And then there's a pocket on the back with this tag that says, he did what was right in the eyes of the Lord, 2 Chronicles 20:32. And you can add all kinds of extra things if you want to into this. So that's my little May devotional. I hope you guys enjoyed this and that you'll give it a try with a new, different kind of closure. This is the back, and again, I would recommend putting this on first and then put your backing paper, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it. All right, guys, you have a great day. God bless you all. I hope you give this kit a try. It truly is beautiful. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.